So I'm just going to give a brief introduction about the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The church itself began after an important date in history called the Great Disappointment of 1844. And essentially, and this was before the Seventh-day Adventist Church was officially set up. But quite a lot of its starting pioneers were included around this time, or key ones were included around this time, such as James White and his wife Ellen White, and also Joseph Bates, who used to be a sea captain, who's a retired sea captain, and also William Miller, who was a key pioneer, and assisted by Joshua V. Himes. And so essentially there was a whole lot of sort of hysteria, and William Miller had sort of varied between being a non-believer and then a Christian, had come to the conclusion through studying prophecies in the Bible that Jesus was coming back in 1844. And so this is the setting the scene of Adventism. And following that, and following the setting the scene, there was a great movement that William Miller was kind of at the heart of. And it became actually a global phenomenon. And of course, Jesus didn't come back in 1844. What the Seventh-day Adventist Church believes is that it was to do with the heavenly sanctuary, that Jesus was moving into the most holy place in the heavenly sanctuary in heaven, as opposed to literally returning to earth. And of course, the Bible does say no man knows the day or the hour when Jesus will return. You know, we can look at the signs of the times. But anyway, that's what they kind of got caught up in, and setting a date and so on. Finally, various dates were set, essentially, finally, there was the great disappointment, and so at that point, there's kind of a collapsing of the movement, and then it restarted and was pioneered in many ways by Ellen White, who Adventists believe, and I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and I believe this also, that she had visions from God showing kind of the way forward, and so she was very much a linchpin of the movement. Then the Adventist Church became established, and then started spreading out around the world. And now there are about 25 million Adventists around the world. I think it's maybe increasing by about 1 million every year. So, and the story of Adventism is extreme hardship and opposition to getting to where we are now. So it wasn't easy at all. So it may look, relatively plain sailing in some ways than before, but now it's anyway. So it's founded on the sort of the shoulders of giants, but obviously one shouldn't worship these people. But certainly they endured great hardship. Ellen White lost 2 of her 4 sons, for example. They died before she did. One as a baby, one I think about 16 or 7 years old. So it's a very interesting story. It's a fascinating story, and it's an untold story for many people in the world. They don't realize these sort of great events that have set up this movement, which is now becoming in essence, a movement of destiny. It's expanding around the world. So I hope that kind of is a little bit of introduction. I'm sure other people could do much more professionally than me. But for myself, I come from a Baptist background, so I wasn't in the church all my life, like many other experts and so on. But anyway, so hopefully that gives a little bit of an introduction, and we'll kind of go into more detail in the on the YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're looking to find a Bible-believing church, then Google your nearest Seventh-day Adventist church, and I hope you have a great time at the services and finding out about truth. And often they may have good meals at these churches. And okay, so thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next video.